Okay, well I got it off. Tap this out. Get the bearing out there too as well. Pop the other bearing out. So there, that can be scrubbed. So these are going to be scrubbed. Do the same for this one here. Alright, there's the other hex hub. I think these ones are like 21 or 23 mil. It'll fit those tires anyways. Slide that off. Cup out. And out comes the bearing with it. There's the bearing left in here. Take a needle nose, push it, pop it out, and that's ready to be scrubbed. So we'll go scrub these pieces. I am just going to toothbrush this all off because this looks in good shape. So I'm just going to clean this off, scrub it up, and I'll show you all the pieces when they're clean, and we'll reassemble it. And we'll carry on with the back, same procedure. I just want to show you guys the diff. I'm just cleaning everything up here. So we got the heavy diff, 29 tooth on a 9 tooth. So yeah, these are the new heavy bulletproof diffs, and I bought them brand new off eBay, just the whole diff piece here, and so far so good. They're really holding up, and just made sure all the bearings and stuff are nice and clean in there. See all the bearings in there. Cups are mint still. Realistically, there's only been 2 good hill bashings on this, so I'm just going to reassemble it, and almost got all the parts clean. Just going to do the shocks and then reassemble. I'm going to show you guys some of the dog bones. So as you can see, this one here, literally push the pin all the way out, and the other side, dirt, you can see how it's been pushed this way. So as you can see, there's so much torque flying up those hills that's pushing the pins, but I'll hammer them back. Let's see the other one here. Seems to be in good shape. So it's just the one dog bone that was, the pins are moving on. Just going to clean the shocks, and I noticed one of the caps starting to come off. See how it's bent it up? So that's probably why it's so greasy right around here. So yeah, another reason why you always, after some good bashing, always maintenance your vehicle. Already found screws missing. The steering box bolt was missing. Dog bone pins are sliding out. Shocks already, the caps half split off here. So yeah, and that's just the front end. So we'll see what the rear end looks like. Alright, so all the shocks were low on oil, so I had to top them up all with oil. Have a look at the oil inside and see how much dirt's in it. It'll go from like a clear honey looking color to black dark paste. If it feels gritty, it's time to change it. You don't change it eventually, it's just when you wear the little rubber gaskets inside here, the orange ones. And it'll just keep bleeding oil everywhere, collect dirt, make a mess. So I put them on the inside. There's three choices for your shocks. So I put them nice and close on the inside here so it's more stiffer. So next thing I'm moving on to now is the bearings. So I wipe them all down with a towel and they all turn nice. So what we're going to do now is wheel and bearing chassis grease. And, just simply going to put grease on them and turn it around in here and get it all good. Take a finger full of it. And just push it in, twist it around. You can feel you're working it in, all of a sudden it gets looser. And you don't want to use WD-40. Not until they're stiff and they're seized. The WD-40 at least wash some of the grit out. And you can work it in with some bearing grease here. Another thing I like to do is use a needle nose. Put it inside here. And really push down, and it'll hold the inside part of the bearing. You can spin so the outside spins. You can even open the pliers up with some force on it. And really work the inside with the grease. Okay, so that's a bearing. Just leave it nice and greasy just like that. And the grease will help protect it, keep the dirt and water out. Okay, well I'm going to do the other 3 bearings. And then I'll place them in here, in the back, in there. Clean up the cups here. And I'll reassemble it. And while I got this grease out here, I'll just put a bit inside here. Good fingerful. Just spin it and take it in there. There. More grease the better. Grease came out of the shocks eventually. Grease is eventually going to work its way out of there. So you may as well put a little bit of grease in there. Okay, on with the bearings, and next time we'll be back, we'll be reassembling the whole rear end here. I'll show you guys what it looks like all cleaned up. Okay guys, took me 2.5 hours. So this is the front end, all rebuilt maintenance. So we'll go over it again. We had a shock that was bent a little. The cap was half off, oil was drained out. There was a little bit of oil at each one that was drained, so I had to top them up. Greased all the bearings, cleaned them, repacked them with grease. Put grease all inside the cups here. Re-greased the diff. Pulled that out, made sure to clean the bearings and everything off there. What else? about it. Just little bits and pieces that were broken, bent. So yeah, now I've went over this all. It's ready to go. Yeah, sweet. Okay, so next will be the next we'll be doing the rear end. See how dirty it is. That's amazing, eh? From this back to this. So we'll get this looking like this guy here. So yeah, I'll go over it. I'll go over the shocks. If I spot any problems, I'll start the camera up and show you guys what's going on. Got a lot of mud and rocks in there. It's like caked in there. Lovely. Okay, this will be the next one. Alright, so I got the front and rear all cleaned up, ready to go. Ching, ching, ching. When I did the rear, same thing. Some of the shock caps were pulled off the threads on an angle. They were all low, about maybe half an inch to an inch on fluid. Mainly because some of the caps from the heavy impacts lifted up, leaked a little oil here and there. But the seals are good. If the seals were gone, I'd see lots of dirt collected from the oil on the bottom of the shocks. The diff was good. Cups, everything were great. Just cleaned it all out, re-greased everything. Cleaned the bearings, repacked grease in the bearings. Yeah, so fully maintenance, ready to go again. Radio box, I did the steering there, so just retightened the posts on the bottom, and that was it for the steering box. Roll bar is clean. Only thing I gotta do is just gotta clean the engine up, give her a good one once over. I'm not gonna pop the head off or anything because I've ran it lots. If I haven't run it for a month or two, I'll check, make sure the head hasn't corroded. I use after run. I don't know where it is, but it's the same stuff that everyone uses, that hobby stuff. What else? I might look at the clutch bell, give the clutch pads a quick little sanding, sand inside the clutch bell itself. So that way they grab really good. Muffet took a hit. It's been a rock or something like that, but as long as it's not punctured, it's fine. So yeah, clean that up. Now with the transmission, this one's cooked. I got all the parts in here. So I'm going to use, I got lots of transmissions, so I'm just going to use this transmission here. I'm going to put the plastic onto this because the metal on metal, it's just going to, they're just going to gnaw up the clutch bell. And I'll be buying a new clutch bell, you know, on eBay maybe 15. If I buy it from the store, it's going to be probably 30 bucks. So yeah, I'm just going to swap the plastic, put it on this transmission, and throw those transmissions on there, and then this one will be in the works to rebuild it.